Hello and praise God, our viewers. Welcome back to your favorite segment of the Keeping the Faith show. This is where we focus on what God is doing, our eyes, our ears on the ground, just to make sure that we are able to capture what God is doing in the lives of they that He loves, they that He has chosen, they that are one among us, the believers of God. Paul said that I have fought the good fight of faith, I have run the race, and I have kept the faith. Keeping the faith is keeping on believing, focusing on God, trusting on Him, even when it doesn't make sense, but you keep the faith. And there is a reward in it. So our focus is to make sure we bring you the kind of guests that are going to give us that whole message. And in so doing, wherever you are, you feel like you want to give up, you need to keep the faith. This is what we're here to do. Now, today we have a very special guest. He is a young man, a very youthful young man who loves Christ. And he has been through some sort of a challenging life in his journey of walk of faith in God. He has struggled with drugs and alcoholism. What do you do when you almost get mad? So we have a guy who is with us today. He's going to tell us about his journey, walking and trusting in God, of how he struggled, fought with it, and is able to come out strong today to tell of the Lord's goodness and his faithfulness as well. He's a sound technician, a bassist. He's also a businessman, running several businesses in around town. And today we'll be able to get to see what God has done in his life. And it's also a firm belief and prayer that you will be impacted and touched in the same manner. So help me to bring on board our guest today, Kennedy Wangari, also known as Ken Reis. That's the stage name. Karibu sana, Ken.
Asante sana.
Yes. Thank you for having us, for having given us some time to come to this show. Okay. And we thank God because of the work that he's doing in your life, the much that he has brought you through, places he has picked you up from.
Sure.
So let's start it from the beginning. Tell us, who is Ken?
So my name again is Kennedy Wangari, also known as Ken Ray. I'm born in a family of two, but we are three of us. So it's my mom, my brother, and I'm the firstborn. Okay. In that family, to me grow in a Christian-based family. Mm-hmm. More so, my mom up to date is a Sunday school teacher.
Okay.
So we have grown knowing Christ and knowing the foundation of Christ and God in my entire life.
Yes.
I went to two primary schools, mm-hmm. One in a day school, the other one I finished in a boarding school in Nakuru. Mm. Then I joined high school, just within Kiambu.
Wow. Yeah. So born and raised within a family setup.
Sure.
Mom being a Sunday school teacher.
Sure.
So they have instilled a lot of the learnings of the Word of God in you, definitely.
Yeah, in church, and you can as well know also at home.
Yes.
She's not just only a Sunday school teacher, but also a teacher.
A teacher.
By profession. So she would bring the teaching
skills and element in the house.
In the house.
Wow. So Ken is Kennedy Wangari.
Yes.
Stage name is Ken Reis.
Yeah.
So when you say stage name, why a stage name? Ken Reis. Are you performing on stage or what is it?
So as you have said, I'm a sound technician and also a bassist, and still learning a few instruments. So when I say Ken Reis, my stage name is what I'm well known, especially because of my bass playing. Uh-huh. So people don't know me by my official names. You'll meet people saying, you're Ken Reis. I've seen you play. I've seen you in concerts, worship experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
So some people may want to wonder, what does bassist mean? What is a sound technician? Tell us about it.
A bassist means I'm a bass player. I play the bass guitar.
Yes.
And I do sound technician. I do sound, especially in churches. Okay. Currently now in Word of Faith Church. That's where I am. That's where I'm ministering in sound and also in bass playing.
Okay.
Though I learned it in town.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. So Ken Race is now the stage name. So
Yeah.
we can as well. You'll be comfortable if I keep calling you Ken Race.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ken Ray is fine with me.
Yeah, great. All right. So you've told us about, and you're also a businessman.
Yeah.
You're running some businesses around.
Yeah, I have an online shop called Shuhab Collection.
Wow.
And also I do taxi. I have a car that I do taxi around Kiambu and in town. Yeah.
And you're still a young man. You have not even reached the levels and already established businesses in town.
I'll say it has taken the hand of God.
Yes.
Because starting a business is not easy, especially being a young man.
True.
But I think COVID came and challenged us to even get deeper. So I would say my business started during COVID. All along, I was employed in other companies.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So today we are on Keeping the Faith show.
Sure.
And here we want to go through the life journeys of people who have seen it all.
Yeah.
So and I know your journey and your testimony is a transformative one because of where God has brought you and where you are.
Sure.
So I want us to start right from the beginning. You have mentioned about your school life.
Yeah.
So we let's start it down there. So you've mentioned about going through the primary school levels and high school.
Yeah.
So tell us now where it all started, your journey and your struggles that you have had to go through.
So I started taking alcohol and drugs, sort of bangi and the rest, during high school.
Okay.
When I was in primary, both day school and boarding, I was very cool. And actually, I used to read the Bible so much.
Yes.
Really come a novel.
In the house, you are doing the Bible.
Actually, I think I had 3 pieces. One at school, ile ya kwenda kanisa na nyumbani.
Yes.
So it was part of me.
Yes.
But when you go to high school now, I think a little bit life changes.
Yes.
But for Form 1, Form 2, I was very cool.
Wow.
Until now, I got to Form 3. That's when now life started. Mischief and some kuya behaviors.
Yes.
So on that particular day that I started, I remember it so well because even the things I did on that particular day,
they are so clear in your mind.
They are so clear in my mind up to date. So people are being chased away because of set books. And I had all my set books with me.
Okay.
But I had my friends plan on how they are going to do, how they are going to take alcohol when they are chased away. We all knew there's that day that will come and people will be chased away.
Yes.
So I decided, why not? So I followed them.
So you want to go home even if you don't have a reason to.
Yeah. So they asked me, but you have all your books. I said, I know what I'll tell my mom when I get home. And we boarded the matatu up to Ruiru. And they told me now, amongst us, it is you that looks older than us. So tukienda kununua, tutaambia sisi ni watoto, but you watakuuzia. And so they gave me the cash and they showed me where to buy. And I went and bought ziliko zinaitwa mzinga, 2 of them. There were 3 of us.
Yes.
And so nilitoa uniform and went to the shop and bought the 2 mzingas. Now tukaambiana hatuwezi kunyia kwa stage, tukafuata leri. By then I was living in Kiambu, same case to my friends. So tukishika leri tunajua tutaenda tu home.
Yeah.
But all along tuko leri tunakunywa, a friend of ours, one of us, ikamzidia. So we stopped, and so the 2 of us that remained, we decided to share what remained.
Yes.
Na mimi nikaona sitafuata, let me just go pick matatu Ruiru State and go home. Vile niliingia kwa matatu, actually nilijua sita survive. So I paid, nililipia fare yangu hapo. Nikamwambia ukifika mahali fulani nishukishe. Juu mimi sijielewi. And I remember I would hear mama kwa gari wakisema, watoto wa siku hizi wanalewa vibaya sana. Angalia sasa huyu, akona school uniform. na ni mlevi na ni saa 8.
Sasa unasikia watu wakiongea in the background.
Nasikia tu kwa background. Funny enough, unajua nilishindwa kutoka matatu.
So wamekufahamisha kwamba umefika.
Nimeambiwa sasa nimefika. Sasa naambiwa uko nyumbani. Niko kwa stage ya nyumbani. Niko like nishafika. Nilishindwa kushuka, so ni makanga nilishukisha. After hapo sasa akaniambia wewe vile utaenda nyumbani ni shauri yako. By alighting at the stage, lucky enough, a cousin of mine saw me. And so he picked me and took me to his place.
Yeah.
Then akaniambia zikishuka utaenda nyumbani.
Yes.
That was my first time.
So your first time with alcohol.
So I think whatever small amount or how much amount ama ile kiwango nilikunywa was either beyond my body,
yes,
ama sielewi.
Didn't just go well.
So na nikakuwa hivyo, but when I woke up I think a little bit later, 2 hours later, nika insist nataka kwenda nyumbani, na vile nilienda nyumbani it was not good.
The parents will have a lot of trouble, or they didn't even see you?
No, actually when I got home, so when we were in Ruiru, kulikuwa na Muislamu alikuwa uza koloni, so tulienda test run, tunajipaka tu ndio unajua pombe
ni ya kupiga sasa,
ni ya kupiga harufu ya pombe. So when I got home I found my mom, niko like wait, kudile huko kwenda kazi? Kaniambia nilikuwa mgonjwa na sikuweza. Niza nini inanukia? Kaambia hapana, ni marashi tulinunua kwa Muislamu, tulikuwa tunajaribu. Na kwa nini uko nyumbani? Kaambia nilifukuzia set books. Si nilinunua zote. Then akaniambia ingia jikoni uweke kuni. Baada ya kuweka kuni kwa moto nilikuwa naeka mikono yangu. So why I remember that particular day, because he shouted, wewe kuna unataka kujichoma? Nimekuambia weke kuni si mikono. And I was like, what?
It was that bad.
It was that bad. So I went to my room and slept. That particular hour, my brother came kutoka shule and he tried waking me up. Alinimwagilia bucket 3 za maji ndio niamke. And yeah, it's a day I'll never forget. So after waking up, I went and met a few friends. Back then my mom was married to my stepdad, so we were still in school quarter.
Okay.
So I went to join the high schoolers, and they were asking, hey, mtoto wa Prince amelewa. Ilikuwa surprise kwao. Na that's how I started. So after they knew lewa, they took the advantage of sending me alcohol, bangi. They had their own people to supply. So that's how I found myself now into it, because now the waliona who ni member, so he can be bringing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Na kama wewe ni wa Prince, it means that you are the best.
So what was advantageous to them, me kuingia kwa gate sitachekiwa.
Yes.
But any other guest will be checked. So me kwenda to the school was very easy. Juu mimi mtoto wa Prince, so nitaenda niwapatishie Kenya nilikuwa nimelikuwa. Na tunalewa na kuvuta bangi kwa choo, but it was that life.
And that marked the beginning of your experiences with alcohol.
That marked the beginning.
How bad was it in high school, like up until the time unamaliza? How bad did it get?
So it was even sort of a competition of how much you can take. Then when getting back to school, now people would come with alcohol and you drink. Tukirudi shule formally, I think most of the time tulikuwa tunaingia shule late. Now we used to have our own ways of getting to school late. Na tuna get shule late because we are all drunk. Until one time the deputy realized, there's a group of boys that come to school late.
Yes.
And I need to work on them. So there was one time he realized, after he realized, alitutime tukiingia, alijua tunaingia 9:30 to 10 p.m. So alitutime hapo kwa gate, akajifanya yeye ndiye soja. So tukakuja, tukaekwa na mat, akatuambia vile tu mko
tembeni,
rudini nyumbani. So It was very difficult to go home considering what will you tell your parents.
Yes.
Kama mimi walikuwa wanani-raise asubuhi. I have my shopping, I have my pocket money, I have everything that I need to go back to school. So now going back home at 11 or 12, it's another story.
Wow.
Yeah.
So throughout the school life, I can see now that you have already gotten used to the whole idea now of the alcohol. You've mentioned pia bangi ilikuwa pia part of it.
Yeah.
So there was also a first day with the bangi, ama hiyo ilikuwa part of, ama ni kitu unapatanga as you continue to do with alcohol?
So my first take was alcohol. So in the process, my friends introduced me. Waliniuliza, have you ever smoked? I was like, no. Do you want to try? Akasema, puff moja haiwezi nidhuru.
Yes.
Let me try. I remember ilikuwa in a certain forest. So nikatry and I felt, iko sawa. Sikukohoa, wakaniambia, kumbe hata unaweza kuwa uko sawa. Kama hii kitu hujakohoa, basi mwili yako iko sawa. We used to encourage ourselves. Kama haijakudhuru that time, then your body takes it. Yani imeallow whatever you're taking it so right with you. Now that's how I started, but I didn't really like it so much until now later. Ndio nilijipata ilikuwa ni kama ilikuwa kwa schedule kama timetable.
So this alcohol bangi thing that now you've gotten into, of course, I know you have a crew of people that now have become your buddies.
Yeah.
Did it affect your studies ama masomo yako ile haikuathirika kabisa?
Wacha niseme I didn't really perform as I was expected to.
Yes.
Because I first did my Form 4, then later nikarudia. So I did 6 years in high school. Those 6 years were affected by my taking alcohol. Most of the time sasa akili haziko kwa masomo, zinafikiria
venye utachukua
nikienda home vile nitakunywa. Nikienda home vile nitajoin makuzo wangu and friends kulewa and taking bangi. So that really affected my studies.
Yeah.
Secondly, bangi sometimes affects our memory and people don't know. Juu kwangu mimi personally vile nimegrow, I'm very good na memory. I keep so much in my memory, as in sina tendency ya kusahau. But
ako kaperiod kuna some change.
Kuna some change. Juu mimi ningekram kitu na nishike. But sasa juu ya excessive take of bangi, kamemory kidogo kalikuwa piga chenga.
Yeah.
But nilijua way later after nimeacha what damage I did to myself.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you finished now the 6 years. Ulirudia alafu ukarudia tena na tena.
Nilirudia after my first Form 4 ndio niliokoka. So when I went back to high school for the second time, nilikuwa very clean body.
So when you are now ending your the first 4 years.
Yeah.
So ukafika mahali ukasema hii kitu nimechoka sasa.
And actually at that time a few friends of mine know nilienda rehab. So when I was out of rehab, it was after tumemaliza Form 4.
Yes.
So during November, December, that's when I went to rehab. Then when it was 31st of that year, then I decided wacha niokoke and be done.
Start
so the past is now on 31st, naanza fresh on 1st.
Resolution ya mwaka mpya sasa naingia na Kristo.
Na it did work for me for 2 years.
Yes.
Until actually 2 years later nikabatizwa. But sikumaliza the second year. After ubatizo I think nilika a few months ndio nikarudi kwa pombe, but vile nilirudi ni mimi tu ndio nilijiingiza. Because those friends that you have in high school, one of us akakuwa kona movie shop hapa Kiambu. So I would go at the shop, alikuwa na fridge ka soda. So mimi nanywa soda na nawekewa movie. But to the rest of the gang walikuwa ni pombe, so tulikuwa hapo ndio pombe ilianza.
Yes.
So they used to see me and call me pastor. Wananiambia pastor amekuja. leo utapiga tot, naambia hapana, nasonga. But few months later niko like why not, nikajaribu tot, like akuwa sasa a habit. Nikikuja wananiambia leo, jana ulipiga tot 3, leo piga 4. Kesho unakuja sasa. The problem I think I did was even buying them alcohol. So wananiambia tujafikisha, tumebakisha 2 3. So niko like 3 so kitu ya kuwa nyuma na wapatia. So kumbe sikuwa najua na plan into it. And I found myself back.
So after giving Christ, being baptized, this thing pulls you back into it. 2 years of staying a very good, clean movement.
Yeah.
And this is the time now you had already now left school.
I had left.
So then again you start slipping into it.
Yeah.
So ikafika mahali sasa ukajipata imeanza na katot kamoja tu.
Katot kamoja. And you know, when I remember those days, it pains me somehow.
How?
But I always tell myself to let go, because most of us back then, nasikia mmoja wetu ako na movie shop, na apart from having a movie shop, most of us were working, because some of us walikuwa wameingia some technical courses. So for me, I was working, but I was looking forward now to join in college.
Yeah.
So tulikuwa na pesa, but we didn't really put much into it that we can invest or do something reasonable with our money. So tulikuwa afikiria tu pombe, hata kukula ilikuwa shida.
So now you have tried salvation for 2 years. Imefika mahali sasa umejipata into it. So we'll take a short break, and as we come back, our viewers, we will be looking into, you have already seen how he was struggling with it, how he came into it, and then he gets into salvation, and then again slips back. So we'll come back to hear what exactly happened to his life, especially after he has now started the college life. So don't turn your channels, stay right there. Keep it Prayercave TV, Keeping the Faith show. We'll be right back. Welcome back, our viewers. This is Keeping the Faith show, where we focus on what God is doing in our believers' lives. The journey of keeping the faith is where we want to keep on believing and trusting, even in those low moments, because there's always a reward. Thank you for Keeping the Faith show. And we have our guest today, Ken Reyes. That's his stage name. Struggling in alcoholism and drugs. And we really are grateful to you, our viewers, because we have already been engaging with you. Most of us have been coming back to us, telling us about the impact that the way it is impacting in their lives. Keep talking to us every time with the numbers on the screen, our YouTube channels, Prayercave TV, Keeping the Faith show, and we'll be very much appreciative of your feedback. Let us know where we can help, where we can need to improve, where we are impacting, and the Lord will bless you. So let's continue to hear what our guest is going through in his journey in the walk of faith and struggle with alcoholism and drugs. Ken Reyes.
Thank you.
Just before the break, we were with our viewers, and you were telling us about how the struggle was.
Yeah.
You slip into alcoholism in high school, and you get to a point where this is no more.
Yeah.
And you decide to give your life to Christ.
Yeah.
You take it through, you're even baptized. You take it through 2 years, and then you slip back again.
Sure.
So take us now back to this time when you are now in employment and you're about to join college. So how did it go?
I was employed. I didn't first go to college. I first got employed.
Yes.
Then I decided to join college. I went to a music school in town. Then later joined another international music school. I used to live with a friend in town.
Okay.
Some of those days, and I had busy classes. And when I decided, when I was in town, now my friend introduced me to bangi vizuri. Because
Now the guy you were residing with.
Yeah. Na haikuwa rahisi. The environment itself was full of bangi. Na hapo ndio sasa niliingia kuvuta bangi.
Ile ya kabisa.
Ile ya kabisa. Na ilikuwa ni kama, actually, kama sina class, the only business I would think
is smoking.
Smoking. Actually, sasa hata alcohol ilikuwa chini, ilikuwa bangi. Na hata tukiwa tu pale, kuna jirani alirukwa na kichwa. But
juu ya kuvuta bangi.
Juu ya kuvuta bangi. When I came back to Kiambu, sasa ilikuwa vice versa, sasa ni pombe. Because now my friends don't do much of bangi.
They are into pombe.
They're into pombe. Na I remember hapa Kiambu, there was a lady friend of us. Alituambia to save. Every Friday, tunampatia punch.
Alijaribu kuwasaidia venye mtajipanga kimaisha.
Kimaisha. Na sisi tulilenga story, I think we did. Tulitoa for five I think Fridays. Then sijui what happened, we stopped. And she gave us our money back. Because aliona nikaa tuko serious. But I say, hata saa hii nakumbusha. When I see her and I see what the Lord has done in her life, even business-wise, nasema, I wish we listened to her.
You listened and followed.
Yeah, because we really wasted a lot of money. Na si ati hiyo punch ilikuwa inakosekana. We used to take even more than 5,000 in a day.
Wow.
So 500 was too, 5,000 was too little for us back then kusema hauna. But hata yeye najua ilikuwa inamuuma juu mtu atasema hana hiyo punch.
Yes.
But pesa ya kulewa itapatikana. Imebaki 500, unaona mtu akitoa. Juu yeye anaona pombe ni priority kuliko saving. Na my friends out there, up to date, some of them remember that particular time because it really affected us. Na going back to school, sasa in Nairobi, ilikuwa tu bangi.
So hii bangi and the pombe, the beer that you're taking now, it has gotten some level. You are not able to get out of it.
Sure.
Is there something happening in yourself that is telling you, I'm supposed to be born again, I'm supposed to be serving in the house, in the kingdom?
So actually, it is very interesting because I used to take alcohol Monday to Thursday. When it comes to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I got very sober. So I used to lie to myself. For those 3 days, niko sober. So I'm in a capacity even to serve. Juu sijalewa, ama siko mlevi, ama siko kwa pombe. Because Friday at times you would get yourself. Actually, mimi kesha siko hii hata. Nilikuwa fanya kesha almost every Friday. So I would singetaka kuserve kwa madhabahu nikiwa mlevi.
Yes.
So, but the lie was, for those 3 days sijalewa, so I'm good to serve. But later ndio ni realize it was the greatest lie of my life.
Satan anakudanganya tu hapo.
Ananidanganya tu ati uko sawa. But what I would say, that time, I think I was also not serious with Christianity and with salvation. Because being born again, being baptized, I think I should have made better, reasonable choices about how to run my life. But basically, friends, the environment that I was the wrong environment for me.
It influenced you into doing this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So did it occur to you when you're going through this that I don't want this kind of life, I desire to have a difference?
So ministry grew and I got deeper into it. So that's when now reality started hitting. But I really need to change my ways because I don't know whom I meet on Monday and nipate nikiwa mlevi. There's one time I drove a guy nikiwa mlevi na alikuwa anaenda fellowship. So and nilifanya vituko kwa barabara. So hapo ndio reality ilianza kunihit. Like seriously, you need to now either choose to be in the kingdom or to be on the other side.
Yeah.
Na I chose because I knew the benefits of the kingdom. because I knew the benefits of being saved. I chose now, that's when I decided now to choose to follow the path of Christ. But it had come from a story.
So there is a lot of struggles you went through, especially during this time you were working, now you're after school and all that. I remember there was a time you struggled very much with the bangi, especially. It had gotten so much into you that at some point you even ran mad. So, tell us that experience.
So I meet with friends just here in Kiambu, and they tell me, tuko na mali ingine safi. Like, walikuwa najua kuchagua the best, ama najua what is best. So they tell me, wacha tuende tujaribu hii. Hii najua uja smoke. So tukaenda, so ilikuwa inaendwa chain. So a group of 5, mnawasha moja, then mnazunguka nayo. So nikasikia 1, 2, 3, vile hiyo kitu inalipuka staki. So vile ilikuja kwangu nilivuta kama sigara on purpose. Niki-inhale, hii kitu itanifanya madhara kubwa. So nilivuta kama sigara, just 1 puff. Nikaambia, I think hii kitu iko sawa, niendeleeni. Na nikatoka. Wakaniambia hapana, wewe chill, tuende pamoja. Nikawagoja. Vile tulitoka hapo, when I went back to nikitokea kwa barabara nikafeel hapana, hii mwili iko sawa. So nikadecide wacha ninunue maziwa. Tulikuwa tunaambiana zikishika sana
nunua maziwa,
kunywa maziwa ama ukule
inapingwa
ziushuka. So nikanunua paketi ya kwanza, ya pili, ya 3, ya 4, hazishuki. Nikaenda kwa kasoko nikanunua machungwa I think 3, hazikushuka. So nikajiambia hata nimemaliza fare ya kupanda Dumberi, kajiambia panda mguu uone kama zitashuka, na kidio not hazikushuka. So on my way to Dumberi ndio nilianza kuokota makaratasi.
Sasa umegeuka mwenda wazimu.
Sasa nimegeuka mwenda wazimu. So naenda nachukua karatasi, then ilikuwa inakuja ni kama ina fluctuate. That thing of being mad inanishika alafu inaniachilia. So naokota makaratasi kwa mtaro tu, especially this on the right ukipanda.
Yes.
Then na realize
this is not normal.
This is not normal. Natupa. Then angalia kama kuna mtu ameniona. Napanda tena nasikia. Yani tu najipata nafanya tu vitu weird. Saa zingine nilikuwa jiongelesha, jiambia hili singevuta hiki tu. Yani tu the inner me nasikia kuna kitu nilifanya mbaya. Na sasa na feel ndani yangu na feel siko sawa.
Yes.
Juu kuna ile vitu bangi inanionyesha nifanye. Kuna sasa vile mimi can train nikiwa sober. Nataka kufanya.
So you're struggling between now soberness and being out of control.
Inakuwa high.
Being high, yes.
Yeah. So
but at that point now I know you were scared. Now you already it dawned on you that now I'm running mad.
I'm running mad, yeah.
So there was someone else who also ran mad.
Yeah.
Around that time.
Yeah. Around that, after me, there's someone that ran mad. Na sasa hiyo ndio ilifanya nijue hapa.
That's where you're headed.
Bangi is a no-go zone. Actually, niliacha bangi before niache pombe. Bangi ndio niliacha kwanza. After nimeona vile imenifanya, then way later niko na my friend sasa amechizi. Niko like hapana, hii kitu sitaitumia. So niliacha bangi kwanza.
Okay.
Then nikajiambia hata kwa kunywa pombe hata kidogo tu. Nayo wacha pombe ninarukia. So tulikuwa ambiana ukiona pombe ukianza kutapika ama unasikia tu mwili haiko sawa, unajua ishaanza kutema azimu. You should not be drinking anymore. And that's now what happened to me. So they used to call me heavyweight. Kitu heavyweight ni wewe watu ulewe aje.
Hata ukikunywa vipi haulewi vile.
Huwezi kuwa mlevi. Na mimi ndo hata nilikuwa kunywa zaidi ya mabeshte wangu. Na mimi ndo nilikuwa peleka home. Na mimi ndo nilikunywa zaidi yao. But sasa on my last days, sasa mimi nakunywa kidogo. Sasa I'm taming myself.
Yes.
Lakini hiyo kidogo nakunywa bado inanishinda. So ni kama tunasema pombe ishaanza kutema. So hata walianza kuniambia, you know what? Manze sari pombe.
This thing will not work for you.
It is not working for you. Tunajua wewe ulikuwa mlevi. Lakini you know, after nimeacha bangi kidogo niliacha pombe. So then I decided wacha nirudi. So vile nirudi ndio sasa pombe ilianza kunitema pia. Na hapo ndio niliachia pombe.
So through this time, were you struggling with rehabs? Umejaribu kutafuta namna ya kujitoa out of it, inashindikana?
I told myself I'm not going to rehab again. Because whatever I learned, whatever I was told in rehab, was still in me. So I think it was even a prayer to me, and I think there were people that walikuwa wananiona huko nje wanasema jamaa bana anafaa kuwa kisabu, hafai kuwa mlevi. It was a prayer in me that nitoke kwa pombe. That's when nimesema I was telling myself, even the little nakunywa najipata pia inani affect tu sana. So it was now I think because my ministry was growing deeper, I remember there was one time I was even made a praise and worship leader in a church, apart from being the sound and the bass player. So sasa unaona there's responsibility in ministry. So I didn't take that lightly myself. So I chose now, this is the direction I want to go. I want to serve my God fully. I've known serving God, being founded in Christianity since childhood. So I know the best thing is to remain in Christ.
And so God plucked you out of this through the troubles he made you with the beer and seeing someone and being mad for one day. Being mad for one day and the beer reacting with you was the way of God to get you out of this by force.
That's what I know, and I tell myself up to date. If it was not for those circumstances that were within me, I would still be there taking alcohol and taking banking. But getting, yani kurukwa na kichwa for one day, ilini challenge sana juu. I put to a stop. Hata sikutaka kuambiwa na mtu. Hata mabeshte wangu wengine hata hawakujua reason yangu ya kuacha. Juu walikuwa wananiuliza, utavuta nini? Sitaki. Nao pombe, even friends that you drink with wanakuambia no. Manzi usikunywe pombe. Juu ile kitendo ulitufanya jana,
you will be gone.
You'll be gone.
And so you made a perfect decision and God helped you out of it. He answered your prayer.
He answered my prayer, and probably a few outside there that knew my struggles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. So God plucked you out of it, although now through that forced circumstance.
Yeah.
You know, when you're telling me, I was just imagining how it feels to be mad, and you know that you are mad, but God is gracious. He was able to pluck you out of it. Yeah. But it's true. So the struggles with alcohol is very real. And I know there are many out there who are struggling with that. So you made that particular decision to get back to fully serving God. Yeah. And you have been able to, God was able to help you clear out the thirst and the quench for both bangi and the pombe.
Yeah.
How has it been now, life after overcoming that?
Life, let me say the most challenging part was to cut friends off, especially those that would encourage me going to fall back to where I was. It was a great, some of those friends are friends from childhood. Some mejuana through high school. So you have shared a life with. It was the most difficult part of it. The other one was now to change the environment. You don't have any other environment that you know of. So it was only them and wherever you used to meet. Now I'm out of school, sina kazi kidogo, ama unajipata kazi hakuna. So the only place I used to hang out was with them kwa movie show. Now I don't want to go back there, and because I'll still find myself back into what I was doing. So that was the most challenging part of that part. But when I overcame, and I decided now to choose new friends in the church and friends in the kingdom that would help me now grow.
True.
On the other side, it was not easy even to choose friends. You don't know who you're meeting. Naweza kuwa akona ngozi ile side ingine.
Yes.
But the journey now so far has been good. I have seen God work in me. For 3 to 4 years now,
you have been able to
sober.
To be sober.
to be sober.
And God has kept you out of it.
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm trying to imagine the childhood times when your mom was taking you through. I know part of the other reason why you are able to get out, God plucked you out of it, is the prayers of the mom.
Yeah.
The words that she was speaking
She
through
was
all this
speaking
time.
yeah, you know, I have a cousin for the longest time I know. Even when my grandfather was there, I used to tell him, this is not a family of alcoholism. So my mom would continuously remind us, I don't want you to be like him. Because we pray, even in our family, we used to pray for him. Even back then, even up to date, we pray for him to stop, to God to quench his thirst for alcoholism. So I knew it was not, my mom always kept reminding me that in our family and how they have grown, it's not a family that is bound on alcoholism, because our grandfather was a missionary. So even to them, they were laid and grew in a family that is Christian based.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now that you have been able to get that, I know you are also doing a great work today as part of your newfound vision.
Yeah.
To make sure that you help others out of that. So as we come to the closer for the session for today, I know time, if we had a lot of time, we'll be able to dig deep into the works that you're doing today.
Sure.
I know there are many now today that you are transforming that have been like you physically,
Yeah.
and trying to help change as part of your newfound vision. Please look at the camera and talk to someone, especially a young man who is struggling with similar issues in high school and at homes, workplaces.
So this is what I would say. When I got out of it, I told God, it was a prayer with me that I'll help young men in the society to get out of it. Now, I always told, I might tell myself up to date that it's something that God put in me. It's something that I went through so that I can help others. Because it was very, ilikuwa na challenges zake na ilikuwa na learning period.
Yeah.
Even in all that.
Yeah.
So that when I come now to the society, I have a better understanding of how to tell someone to go out of it. For now, I'll speak to young people that are in drugs and alcoholism. Why you get into drugs and alcoholism is because of the circle of friends that you have. Second, it's the peer pressure. Third is the environment. So to put a stop into that is you have to change your inner circle.
Yeah.
You have to change your environment.
Yeah.
And third, I know of people that go to rehabs and they don't change.
Yes.
But it is out of your personal decision to get out of it.
Wow.
You can only make that decision personally, not being told the repercussion or the effects, what it does to your body.
Yes.
But it's until you make it personal, that's when you will have change in you and will be able to overcome whatever you're going through, because it was a decision you made to take alcohol.
True.
So it is a decision out of it as well.
Wonderful. It's a decision you made to get into it.
Yeah.
It will take a decision to get out of it.
Sure.
And of course, trusting in God. Amen. Wow. Thank you very much, Ken Reis, for this wonderful testimony. The experience that you went through is quite a learning moment. Thank you very much for having us as well.
Welcome.
I know that God will bless you as you continue to touch many lives.
Yeah.
So our viewers, this is Ken Reis. He struggles with drugs and alcoholism. It has not been easy for him, and I can see. But one thing I would like to close down with is, as a mama, you're down there and you have your kids. It is the prayer of that mama that pulled this guy. She used to keep saying that even wherever you go, I know that this is not your destiny. That young man out there that is struggling, you can get out of it. It is our prayer that this will come to you and you will get to learn that God is able to do it. This is what we do, Keeping the Faith Show. I'm your host, Evans Waithaka, and we are always appreciating and waiting on your feedback. Tell us what we can do. Tell us your feedback about what you have learned about us, the moments that you're going through where you would like us to assist, The numbers on screen are right there. Keeping the Faith Show comes to you on Prayercave TV every Thursday. Keep it Prayercave TV, and the Lord will bless you. See you, same place, same time.